Hey guys, Lewis here from thelanguagescientist.com, and in today's video I'm going to do an ItalianPod101 review. So I'm going to be reviewing the ItalianPod101.com website, and I'm going to be asking multiple questions. I'm going to be answering multiple questions. Number one, is it a scam? Is it really a legit website or not? Second of all, can you become fluent using ItalianPod101.com, and how long is it going to take to go from the beginner level to the advanced level on the website? And last but not least, I think I'm going to talk about this first, is pricing. What is the best plan for ItalianPod101.com, and how do you get the biggest discount possible? So first of all, I want to address the question of, is ItalianPod101.com a scam? Because I'm very well aware that ItalianPod101.com, if you've watched the videos on YouTube or any kind of ads on Google, you will see that, ItalianPod101.com, they have very aggressive marketing. This company here is doing very aggressive marketing. It's very in your face. It's telling you, come on, create an account and you'll get a free lifetime account and so on. And I've seen a lot of this advertising, and I was a little bit skeptical at first, but it turns out that after subscribing to the website and getting a subscription, you'll realize that it's a really, really great resource for learning Italian. There's nothing scammy about it. It's just that the marketing is very, very aggressive. So it's just a surface level thing. Now, the second question I want to answer is about pricing and what is the best subscription plan. So I'm going to go on my computer here, and I'm on the pricing page, and I'm going to include a link to this page in the description of my YouTube video. So check out the description of this YouTube video. You can click the link and you will be led to this page here, because the pricing is likely to change. There's something else as well. If you click on the link in the description below, you may get a discount applied to the pricing here, depending on when you click on the link. So it really depends on when you click. Just click on the link to find out. All right, so these are the different plans. I'm going to go back on them at the end of the video, but you have three plans essentially: the basic, premium, and premium plus. And this is how much you should expect approximately to pay for a subscription. I'm going to talk about that in detail at the end. All right, so now, can you become fluent in Italian using ItalianPod101.com? Here I'm in the dashboard interface, so I'm logged in with my account, the language scientist here, and this is just to show you an overview of the dashboard. You have a bunch of stuff. It can be a bit overwhelming, but as a matter of fact, the only thing that's really worth taking a look at, and we're going to ignore this little chat icon here. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but the only thing that's worth taking a look at is if you go in lesson and you click on lesson library, and I already have this page open here, and this will lead you to the lesson library. And here, with the new interface, you can select the level that you're at essentially. So it goes from absolute beginner level 1 to advanced level 5. Now, personally, I would recommend that you skip the absolute beginner phase unless you want a really, progressive sort of introduction to Italian. I don't really feel like it's necessary. Most people are going to be able to get started at the beginner level, even if you've never done any Italian whatsoever. So this is the lesson library, and just to show you an overview of how long it's going to take for you to actually go from beginner to advanced, well, as you can see here, I'm on the recommended beginner pathway. This is just an example I'm showing you here. I've selected beginner, and there are 70 lessons here for the beginner level. So those 70 lessons are going to enable you to clear the beginner level, and each lesson, I'm going to show you the details of the lessons a little bit later, but essentially each lesson is going to last for about 30 minutes, between the written content, and you have the podcast as well. So 70 lessons here for beginner level. If you go to intermediate, it should be about the same, 75 lessons for intermediate. I think upper intermediate has like 100 102 lessons, and then you have advanced, which has 95 lessons. So overall, I didn't actually add them up, but it's about 350 or so lessons if you do one a day, which is realistic, because there's a lot of audio, so you're just listening a lot of times. Then it's realistic for you to do one lesson a day and finish the entire program, assuming that you're not doing an absolute beginner, in within a year. So that's pretty realistic. Let's say you're a year and a half if you skip some days. All right, so this is the lesson library here. Now, I have opened a lesson page here. So, there are 350, approximately lessons, and every single lesson is going to have the exact same format. So this is a lesson page here. This is the title, Meeting Your New Italian Coworker. And as you can see, the main sort of element on the page is this play button here. Because Italian Pod 101, it's Italian Podcast 101. It started out as a podcast. Now it's this whole website with structured content, but essentially the main content of every lesson is a podcast. There is a mobile application that you can install if you get the subscription plan for Italian Pod 101, and you will be able to download every single podcast on your smartphone so that you can listen to it even when you're offline. Every single lesson is going to be based around a dialogue here in Italian, as you can see. Salve, buongiorno, sono la nuova rappresentante della filiale americana. And then you see that's a dialogue in Italian, and you have the translation in English as well. So that's what you're going to be listening to in the podcast version. Now, it's not just a dialogue. It's not, like Pimsleur, for example, where it's only the dialogue. There is going to be, typically in every podcast, there's going to be one or two Italian speakers, and there is going to be an English speaker, generally speaking, and, an American person who is going to be sort of your, the equivalent of like, sort of like an interpreter, sort of explaining to you what certain phrases mean, what certain vocabulary points actually mean, and so on. So it's always, it's not just the Italian people, it's also, there's always an American person there to explain to you what's going on. And every single lesson is actually not just based around a sort of a random dialogue. Every dialogue is engineered so to expose you to certain vocabulary words. As you can see here, these are the vocabulary words that appear in the lesson. You also have the lesson notes here with detailed grammatical explanations, which, by the way, they are going to be explained in the podcast, in the lesson. This is just the written version if that's something that you want. You will also get pronunciation tips as well, and you will also get from time to time cultural explanations about things in Italy, not necessarily related to the language itself, but very useful if you plan on going to Italy or having a job in Italy. Something else that's pretty great if you like reading is you can download a PDF version of the lessons, so the entire lesson notes. You can also download an MP3 version of the lesson audio or just the dialogue. So this is really, really great. So overall, my sort of my experience with ItalianPod101.com is that there are lots of lessons, as I said, 350 approximately, and every single lesson is very comprehensive. It's not like, for example, Pimsleur. I really love Pimsleur, but the problem is that every lesson is going to be just around a dialogue. And, Pimsleur is great, but if you're looking for something more comprehensive, in the sense that you want every single grammatical point explained to you, then ItalianPod101.com is really great. Every single lesson is very complete. There's nothing that you need to, you don't need any other resource to complete ItalianPod101.com. Something else that is also very useful is here you have the line-by-line audio, so you can play every single sentence, line by line. Let me show you. There you go. So the line-by-line audio here is very useful if you want to there's certain sentences that you did not understand. Now, this is not included in the basic plan. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. And the other thing as well is I think a lot of people are a bit apprehensive about, online language learning because you don't get to actually speak and train your pronunciation and just, you don't have a lot of speaking practice. With ItalianPod101.com, it is true that you're going to be doing a lot of listening and reading if you want, but there's also pronunciation practice here. If I click here, you'll see that I'll allow this website to use my microphone. I'm going to, update now, and now I can see the sentence here in Italian. I'm going to listen to it. All right, and now I can record myself and I will be able to compare my pronunciation with that of the native speaker. So let's try it. Sono la nuova rappresentante della filiale americana. All right, so this word is actually pretty hard. I'm going to try that again. Sono la nuova rappresentante della filiale americana. All right, and now I can compare.
Sono la nuova rappresentante della filiale americana.
Sono la nuova rappresentante della filiale americana.
All right, so that's basically it, and I can go to the next line and train my pronunciation and do a lot of speaking practice just by doing this. Now, I don't know of any other website which allows you to do that. I think Rocket Languages, they do that, but it's not exactly the same. So this is a very, very valuable feature if you're looking to do some speaking practice on your own. If you're training with a teacher, for example, you're doing some speaking practice. This is basically what this is trying to emulate. All right, so I've shown you a bunch of stuff now. I want to talk lastly about pricing and tell you which subscription plan is actually the best. There are 3 subscription plans: the basic one, which is $4 a month, the premium one, which is $10 a month, the premium plus one, which is $23 per month. All right, so it really, here I don't have any discount applied, so these are the prices that you're going to get without any discount. Once again, I have a link in the description of this video that you can click on. It's going to lead you to this page, and very often there is going to be a discount applied because ItalianPod101.com runs on this sort of, I don't know if it's random, but there is a system of discounts. So you may get from something like 25%, a 25% discount, up to 50, maybe 55, maybe 60%, depending on when you watch this video and when you click on the link that I have in the description. It really depends, but these are pretty significant discounts. Like, for example, right now there are no discounts. I would advise you to actually wait a little bit and check the website out every single day, and they have those discounts running very, very frequently. All right, so which plan is the best? So the basic plan is very, very basic, and I feel like it's really too basic. Specifically, the features that, in my opinion, are missing are: number one, you will not get the line-by-line audio that I showed you here, so you won't be able to replay the phrase, and you won't be able to record yourself, which is, I feel like it's a very valuable feature, so you're going to miss out a lot. You're not going to get the flashcards, so I didn't show you that, but if you go to the vocabulary section of a lesson, you can actually check multiple words here that you do not know, and you can add them to your flashcard deck. Here I cannot because my subscription is over. I don't have access to the flashcards anymore. This is a premium feature. You need to get the premium plan if you want to get access to the flashcards. The flashcards are really, really powerful on ItalianPod101.com. These are not simple flashcards. The flashcards are an SRS, so it's a spaced repetition system, which allow you to remember things in the long term. It's really, really great. All right, so now the premium plan is the one I would say that most people need to get because it has all of the features that I have shown you in this video. Really, really great. $10 a month. It's really on the affordable side of things, and if you get a discount, usually you can get like for $5 or $7 a month. It's really cheap. Now, Premium Plus is a lot more expensive than Premium. It's more than twice the price. Although, if there's a discount running, you can get it for a very small price. But essentially here, the difference with Premium is just there's a little plus. Essentially, there's a little thing. Well, it's a pretty good thing, but I feel like most people will not benefit from that. It really depends. So essentially, with the Premium Plus plan, what you get is access to a teacher, and this is what we saw here on my dashboard. You can see there's a chat icon, and I can click on this person here, and this is a person in Italy, or an Italian speaking person, like a native speaker, who is going to, you can chat with that person, like you have unlimited access to that person, and that person can give you feedback. Like you can send essays to that person, you can send sentences, you can send like your own recordings, you can send questions. That person is going to correct you. In addition to that, that person is also going to give you some assessments, give you a personalized learning program depending on your objectives and the difficulties that you're encountering, and you will get ongoing professional assessment as well to see how you're progressing. So this is what you get access to. I feel like some people would benefit from this. If you really need, some feedback from an actual Italian person, then this is definitely a good deal, because, $23 a month to get unlimited access to an Italian person, this is like the best deal ever, right? And very often you're going to get a huge discount with this, like 25 up to say 55%, and this is going to be a lot less expensive. But if you don't need this, my advice would be get the Premium plan. It's totally fine. If you want to get a teacher, then Premium Plus. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video, for this Italian Pod 101 review, and I'll see you in the next video.